I really like houses. I mean, I really like houses. I even take time to do portraits of people's homes. Not many in the audience know that, but I love to draw them. I love to illustrate them. If I could live in like a million houses, I would, just because it's so much fun. I find them all intriguing. And our next guest has a secret to share about how you can list your home and make it beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Nick, and he is with Douglas Elliman.
Hi, Donna.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. One of the things that people need to know is that when they list their house and they want it to sell, what's a tip for them?
Well, one of the major tips as far as selling your home, and the least costly tip, is basically having a well-kept house.
Okay. Keep it clean.
Absolutely. Remove clutter. Keep your place very, very simple. Nothing over the top. Take away anything that could be a little bit distracting to the home. I know everybody has their families and their daily activities that they work in. You don't want a treadmill in the middle of a living room. Very basic things. And it's usually one of the things that take away a lot of value from a home or add value to the house by just keeping the place clean.
Also, somebody said don't have your family photos up. Don't have any religious stuff up, really. Don't have family photos. Don't have kids' photos, because when a potential homeowner is looking at the house, they want to be able to visualize themselves there.
Absolutely. You want them to feel like they're walking to the house and it's their home. Anything that you have that has to do with your own family or anything personal to you might take away something from their potential experience in their house. So, you keep it simple. I mean, I'm not one of these people that say take down every single thing in your house. I mean, you're still living in the house, especially if you're selling the house while still trying to move out. I'm not going to tell anybody to upheave their whole life in order to make the sale, but at the same time, just keep it as simple as possible and take away anything that might affect any potential buyer.
And no smelly food smells either.
Absolutely not.
Isn't that the worst when you're trying to have an open house and they've been making something that's like fish or something stinky all day long?
I can't tell you I wish I took a video with me every time I had a showing where somebody would come in with either a very obnoxious odor or something from cooking. I've had multiple times where people walk in the front door and walk right out. They don't even really give the house a chance. So yeah, we want to basically keep it as neutral as possible. Maybe bake some cookies. Make it as warm as possible for anybody coming in.
How difficult is it to sell a house in this economy? Do you see things as getting better at all? Like, there was so many foreclosures, there's so much craziness going on. Sometimes people need to sell their house, right?
Oh, yeah.
How is it that you're able to get the best value for the seller and also make a new homeowner happy? How do you personally go about that during your day?
It's a fine balance. It's funny you just mentioned about the distressed properties, the foreclosure that we had. Between the period of 2008 to 2010, 11, it was a tough time. And a lot of people were having a lot of financial issues and were in the position of either losing their homes to the banks or having to sell in something we'll call the short sale, where basically they have to get approval from a bank in order to make the deal happen. It's not an easy situation. It's not a happy situation for anybody that's walking into selling their home and basically not walking away with anything. I mean, it's a problematic thing. So my number one cause, especially during that time, because that was basically all that I did.
For those years, that's all you were doing?
I was only doing distressed properties, REOs, which is a real estate owned by banks, short sales, and problem properties. I mean, if you think about it, what I really am, I'm not a real estate agent. I'm a real estate problem solver. I solve people's problems when it comes to selling their properties.
You do, because you take your job very personally.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things I think people find comfort in, is by working with you, because you feel
so.
like you're selling your house, like you take that on.
Yeah, maybe it's to my detriment because I get too emotionally attached a lot of times, but at the same time, every time I walk into a situation where I'm trying to sell a home, I try to make it as if it was my own house and my own experience. So I'm very diligent when it comes to actually doing the right thing for everybody. But to answer your question, during that time, it was a very tough time. You had to do a lot of hand holding and make sure everybody understands where what the situation is, and try to get them as whole as possible out of the home. Now, forwarding over to today, you were asking what the market is like.
Yeah, is it
the
getting
market
better?
has been taking off.
Okay.
Especially in certain sectors, it has really. We've been seeing a real upswing from 2012 on.
Okay.
You have areas such as Brooklyn that are basically on fire, parts of Queens that are on fire, and now, past year, maybe 18 months, coming to Long Island. I mean, everything is starting to really change.
It's interesting to watch, and you're right. There's like this resurgence. Like Brooklyn is like, people sometimes they don't even want to live in New York City. They're like, oh, I'm going to Brooklyn. Everybody's going to Brooklyn.
It's
they
the best
moved
alternative.
from Brooklyn to Lynbrook, right? That's what they did. They moved originally from Brooklyn. They moved to Lynbrook, and now their kids are going from Lynbrook back to Brooklyn.
Absolutely. And then you're having the other extreme where you're having the people that did move back to Brooklyn. They're seeing the values of their homes going so high that they're selling and then moving back to the place like Lynbrook.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time to watch things. So we went through some tips, though. So you want to keep your house clean. You don't want your house to smell. You want to price it accurately, right?
Absolutely.
And you want to have a win for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically anytime you can walk away from a deal where everybody's happy or feel whole from the deal, you did your job.
And when you first sold that first house, when you gave the keys to somebody that was going to walk out, what did that feel like for you?
The first house I ever sold
Yeah.
was an extremely exciting feeling. It gave me gratification that I found it was actually a first-time home buyer. So it was my first sale, and it was a first-time home buyer. And it really gave me that energy and that push to say, this is what I want to do.
And do you help mentor other people that are thinking about selling real estate?
Yes, I do. There's many people from both my offices and other people that are in related businesses that I try to do the best I can to help guide them, put them in the right direction. My expertise doesn't only base itself on only the sales. I've gone through every single part of the real estate market you could possibly think of, whether it's sales, rentals, property management. I've gone through basically all the critical states, commercial real estate. So I try to share whatever knowledge I have with, especially with new agents. I mean, the new agents have it harder than anybody.
There's more rules now.
Well, there's not
Right.
only more rules. Getting your foot through the door and actually starting to build up a strong business, it's very tough because you have all the agents in my generation and the older generations that basically don't want to give up any ground in where their territories are.
Well, it's nice of you that you're willing to help.
Well, you can't do everything.
Right. You
Yeah.
got to lead by experience, right?
You lead by experience, and at the same time, you really know when you have to know when to reach out to get some help. So it's a back and forth. One hand washes the other. You bring a younger agent, you teach them many things, you get them on the right road. At the same time, they help you. They'll do some open houses for you. They'll show some clients homes, and it works out well.
And you're Greek, and I know that phrase. It goes, one hand washes the other, and we both wash the face.
Yeah,
Isn't that
exactly.
true?
Yep.
Opa! Nick, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely to have you.
Thank you.
So if you're in the market to sell your house or buy your house, perhaps you want to give Nick a call. He's a really great guy. Stay tuned for more on Live It Up.